I'm Steve Turano with Ask a Real Expert. Once again, if you send me a question, I'll be happy to answer it. Send it to me as a personal message, not my inbox, because I typically don't respond to the comments or watch the videos because now I'm getting so many. I just check my personal messages in my YouTube account. Today I'm going to talk about bulking and cutting. And this is going to be a little more sophisticated video, and I hope I do a good job of explaining it to you so you can have the aha moment and understand the truth. For this to occur, you have to understand this. Engines are not 100% efficient with the fuel they are given. In other words, when you pour gasoline in an engine, it doesn't utilize or transfer all that fuel into motion. Okay, it doesn't get the most out of that fuel because a lot of the fuel is utilized and it's lost through heat, through friction, things like that. And the human body, being an engine, is the exact same way. So all the food and calories that you eat are not necessarily converted into, let's say, motion or muscle. There's a lot of other chemical reactions that are occurring. In other words, making ATP requires calories. The brain, the liver, skeletal muscles utilize a tremendous amount of these calories. There's also calories utilized to digest food. And then also, some of that calories or food is not utilized and it is stored as fat, and then some of it is excreted as waste because you go to the bathroom and waste comes out. So you can see that your body doesn't utilize all the food you take in. Now let's use some numbers. Let's say you have been lifting for years. I'm not talking about the guys who have just started lifting or getting back in shape, or the guys who just don't lift efficiently, effectively, or intensely. I'm talking about guys who've been lifting for years and they say, you know, Steve, I just can't get any bigger, but I notice when I eat more food, I pack on more muscle and I get bigger and stronger. But I also pack on some additional body fat. What gives? Hence the terms bulking and cutting. Well, let's use some simple numbers, and I hope I don't get confused, and that's why I'm telling you to take a piece of paper. Let's say the guy who's been training for years eats 2,000 calories a day. And let's just say the body is 70% efficient. I'm not exactly sure what the percentage is, but let's say the body is 70% efficient at utilizing those 2,000 calories. So that means 1,400 of those calories are going to be available by the body for muscle growth. And that means that 30% of those 2,000 calories, or 600 calories, are not going to be optimized or not going to be used. And then a portion of those 600 calories are going to be stored as fat. So let's say this lifter increases his daily calorie intake to 3,000 calories. 70% of 3,000 calories is 2,100 calories. We had 1,400 originally, now we're at 2,100. So now we have 2,100 usable calories, 700 more calories that are available to build muscle. Great, wonderful. That's why we get bigger and stronger when we eat more. But then remember this. 30% are unused, so 30% of those 3,000 calories are 900 calories. They're not going to be used efficiently for muscle growth. And remember, a portion of that is stored as body fat. So we have 600 unused with a 2,000 calorie diet. We have 900 unused with a 3,000 calorie diet. And that's where additional body fat is stored. So that's the concepts of bulking and cutting. Yes, you eat more, so you've got more available calories to build muscle. The problem is you have a more available unused calories to store fat. So yes, you get bigger, but you do get a lot fatter. And you run a point of diminishing returns, meaning as you eat more and more of it is used and stored as fat, and less of it is used to build muscle. Is that a bad thing? No, not really. It makes you bigger and stronger. But the problem is now you end up being 30 pounds overweight. Yeah, you're big and strong, but you look roly-poly. So now you got to trim all that fat off, which is hard. it's a hell of a lot harder to strip that fat off than it is to stuff your face with, burgers and fries to get bigger. That's why I'm saying I'm not a big fan of bulking and cutting. I'm just a big fan of lifting hard, lifting heavy, and allowing your metabolism to increase naturally. So like thirst, your metabolism will increase naturally and you'll go, man, I'm kind of hungry. It's 3 o'clock. I'm usually never hungry at 3 o'clock. Let me grab a tuna fish sandwich. So you eat clean, you eat healthy, and you begin to utilize those additional calories, those few additional calories that you eat, the 100, 200, 300 extra calories a day, to build muscle. And that way a smaller percentage of those unused calories lie around to, again, stick around as fat. Now you say, well, Steve, couldn't I just, if I'm bulking and cutting, couldn't I just burn off those extra calories? Man, who's got that kind of time? You're talking about tons and tons and tons of cardio, and you got to do hours and hours and hours of cardio to burn off, those extra calories. So that's why it's so much easier just to lift harder, lift heavier. That in and of itself will make you bigger and stronger, but then allow your appetite to increase naturally, again, allowing you just to take in an extra 200 or 300 calories a day. If you've got the discipline to peel that additional fat off, and then you come back to, a decent body fat level, and wow, boom, you got that extra 5 pounds of muscle, great. But if you don't want to look roly-poly, I'd just rather eat a little bit more, train a little bit harder, and put those 5 pounds on over a little longer period of time. Hope that wasn't too confusing. I'm Steve Turano. Train smart, train hard.